Welcome back to the episode of Unranked Podcast. Coming to you all today. Tough loss for our Wolverines. They went down in the Champaign, Illinois. Probably one of the worst games as a fan that I've watched in a good couple of years. So we'll definitely dive in and unpack that to an extent. Talk about championship of the state. Um, got Michigan State coming in, rolling in Ann Arbor. So we'll definitely dive into the keys there, what they need to do to a lot of victory. And then we'll talk about our Detroit Lions. Got a little JMO news. Got a little bit of trade news in a rare spot. To where we're kind of waiting to see if we're gonna make a move or not before the deadline, just to keep this freight train on the tracks. But yeah, I'll kick it over to you, E. Just wanted to see your thoughts on what we saw against Illinois to start things off.
Yeah, I would say just a disappointing, way to spend a little bit of your Saturday in the fall here. It was just frustrating to watch. Like you said, kind of a blast from the past. Something we haven't seen in quite a few years, dating back to probably like the COVID year, 2020. We just looked like, we were kind of lost. Just looked like we didn't have an identity on the offense. Defense didn't look all that hot either. There's moments where the defense flashes and looks amazing. Players are flying all over the place, and then there's moments where we just busted coverages, just players, getting tossed around, not filling holes properly, just kind of day one things. And it's very frustrating to not be able to pinpoint where exactly. It's frustrating not to be able to pinpoint it all on one issue. You want to say it's just a major quarterback issue, and I do think offense issue largely is a quarterback issue, but as far as
Yeah.
the defense goes, that might be a bigger systematic issue. Whether we got the right DC in place or not, whether we got some of the right positional coaches in place. I think those kind of real soul searches we have to do. And I hate to even have this conversation, but I think it is time we keep buying into this quarterback will fix it. We get leveling back this work. We whatever the case may be, week to week, we're always coming up with an excuse why things will turn around. Um, Looking back, we were high and mighty. We thought we beat USC. We thought we could go and compete versus anybody, and that turned out to be kind of a joke win. They're sputtering, not
Just
looking
as
at
bad.
themselves. Yeah, just as bad. So all things considered, you're really regressing this year. You consider Texas. We the team that lost to Texas is not the same team that went in down to Illinois. They
Mhm.
did not come with that same fight. They didn't have the same heart. They don't believe the same like they did before. I think they're starting to buy into a little bit that we might not be those guys. Um,
Yeah.
and that's kind of the frustrating part. So I think we got to kind of put all in all is what I'm trying to say is I think we kind of got to put the emergency brakes on and kind of do a temperature check and just figure out what we're doing from here forward. And I think we could talk a little bit more. I don't want to speak up too much, but we can do. I don't you don't hate to change quarterbacks again, but I mean at this point, none of these guys are the answer. So you wonder what Jaden Davis was talking about. Uh, I personally would like to think that if he is, I just looked it up before we hopped on here. I want to say it said fourth overall quarterback in the class. Uh,
Yeah.
you look at Dominic Barolo's number one quarterback in his class. He looks pretty solid, up and down, but looks solid. I already forgot the guy's name. Another dude went down. I think Mississippi State was another quarterback. He had
Mhm.
6 touchdowns, 3 picks, 700 yards. I bet you our quarterbacks don't have that this year. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where if he's in line with those type of guys, it might be time to push him to the front. But that's kind of I rest my piece as far as the frustrations going. And as far as Michigan State, you know, I mean, we very well could lose. It's,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think yeah, I'll kind of start like where you ended and kind of go backwards. So I do think, yeah, I mean I heard that if like you can still keep your red shirt if you start playing like 4 games of a season. So I mean I kind of hope and wish that we could just maybe throw Jaden in there. You don't really want to throw him to Wolves necessarily, but like, can he play against, Northwestern, Ohio? I know that's a tough, you know what I'm saying? Like that game is going to be tough, all around. So it's, I kind of wish and knew what their thought process or plan, would might be for a lot of that. But like you said, man, I think, hopefully like this can be a week for them to just kind of like you said, hit the emergency brake and just be like, okay, what is our identity going to be for the rest of the season here? Like, you know, I don't think we ever threw the ball for more than like 30 times a game. I think the only a couple times we did it was against like uh TCU in the Fiesta Bowl, and then like a random game at like Indiana where we just like it just kind of like happened, like because that's kind of like what they were giving us, and that might even be like 25 to 27 passes. So like we're just playing out of character, and not only are we playing out of character, we're playing out of character without the personnel to even like execute like the way we're supposed to, the way we actually play. So like right now, like it's I mean, I think they just got to like really just take it back to like the fundamentals. It feels like, running the ball, establishing a run. Too many times on drives, we're starting off passing on 1st and 10, then it's 2nd and 10. Like it's literally starting to look like 2020, 2019 Michigan, where it's like there's just no identity. I don't love how they're like going away from that. It's really surprising. I think I told you before we hopped on here, like to see maybe Sharon start to kind of take over the play calling overall. Like Kirk is just showing that like he's just not reading the room. Like I don't know, and I don't know. I know it's tough with like the quarterback situation, and this isn't what they didn't expect and anticipate things being. But I feel like it's almost like we should just be going about this a certain way if we don't have the personnel necessary to like pass the ball. Like we need to have Jack Tuttle only passing 10 to 15, maybe 15 to 20 times a game and just leaning on the run. And we're not, I don't know, we're just not doing that. Field for the defense because they were playing, pretty well, start the season off, a little inconsistent, but we're starting to kind of figure things out, it felt like. Then it felt like the last couple of weeks they just bottomed out.
Right.
A lot of that, probably to do with road games. Like, like we just a bad product on the road, back to back weeks. So yeah, hopefully doing a lot of soul searching. I mean, I feel like almost to an extent, like I hate to say this, but like almost feel like the pressure's on like state in this situation, just because I don't know. I mean, they do look like the better team on paper. Um, people kind of, maybe assume that, they should be able to win this game just because how bad we look, but I think this one has got to this has got to just be like a pride game. Like I said, state championship, and just be able. We definitely have better talent. Just hope we can put together enough on offense to be able to score some points and just be able to stop like what's going on defense right now.
Yeah, I speaking of state, I watched them play a handful of times this year. They seem to be slightly pass happy. Their quarterback does have a live arm. He has a big arm. He
He
can
run
still
too. Yeah.
run a little bit. And but he believes in his arm a lot. I seen him throw. I've personally seen him throw 5 picks probably myself in the handful of games I watched. So I
Yeah.
think he's
Got 6 TDs and 9 picks right now.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
definitely
I'm not even
like,
lying. I watched him throw 3 in the living room at my mother-in-law's house.
yeah,
So he's versus Oregon. So
yeah,
no, just in general, he threw an interception first play of this whole season this year, and but I think with that being said, we can muster up some things, get the ball from him. Defense makes plays, but I think back to the like you said, pride. What team's going to show up? Like you were texting me this week. You said you kind of think some players might even mail it in. I guarantee if we lose this game, a lot of players will mail it in.
yeah,
Because you got Oregon on your heels after that, and then Indiana, who looks more solid than they ever have.
yeah.
Uh,
They're leading the Big Ten right now,
yeah,
7-0.
Northwestern,
Goodness. Yeah.
um, Ohio. So I think you're entering that time of year where you can't lose any of these other games that you have no business losing.
Hmm.
To Michigan State. And then so you're sitting there what 4-3. You beat State 5-3. Obviously, you're up against number one team in the country in Oregon the week after that, but you can live with 5-3 heading into that game. You're 4-4, about to be 4-5. That's a whole different mindset. So I think you really got to go out and just for the pride, for the Paul Bunyan, keeping that streak alive, because I think that's what good coaches do. That's another point I was going to try to make. Good coaches are nimble. Good coaches can coach the players that they do have around them and get the most out of their skill set. Um, we can't seem to muster up nothing. I don't think you should keep doing this quarterback chair maneuver thing, but I do think we should lean into what works. And the offense looked better when it was Orgy was out there. So let's get him the ball on just some QB run type situations, spread options, just power eye with him. We've joked about adding him at tight end, at running back. I don't whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. I think we should try to find a way to get creative because we do have talent spread throughout this team. Once we're back healthy, O line, one of the more formidable O lines in the Big Ten. So just lean on that, and we can steal some victories coming out here. But I think that's a lot of ifs, and I would say as far as you're right about Jaden Davis, and you would hate to waste a redshirt year, but I want to be on the record and say this. I'm pretty sure if we can't get him out here this year, he's not the answer. I
No,
think
I agree.
I think if he can't be as bad or good, whatever you want to say, as we are at quarterback right now as a freshman, how much more of a steps is he going to take from now until this time next year?
For sure.
And
Like I said,
It had to be two or threefold in order to
yeah,
be, yeah. So I think we
no, I'm
can't
with
get
you.
him out here. And I would have to say it had to be this week because you can't do it versus Oregon. Indiana looks pretty formidable as well. And then after that, I mean, Northwestern, you're gonna throw them in two games or a game for Ohio, the
Yeah.
biggest game of the year. So lots of questions, but I think it's just tough. But I think I'm not willing to give up on Sharon Moore. But he has to prove something. I'm trying to be as vigilant as I was, heading into that like COVID year when I was on Harbaugh's heels.
Hmm.
As far as you got to go get a couple quarterbacks this year, however that looks. Bryce Underwood transfer, um, or a couple of transfers, just whatever the case is, you got to
Across the
kind
board, yes.
of spice that up a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
transfers. I mean, if you want to pass the ball as much as they're trying to pass the ball, you got to get receivers. Like yeah, and yeah, no, I agree with you there. And yeah, and I think from here, score prediction. Like it's this rivalry week. So not much more to say. You just feel like hope they can find a way to get this win at minimum for the rest of the season. But yeah, I'd say I'm hope we can pull one out. 27-21.
Okay. I'm be pretty close to that actually as well. I'm bouncing between two couple scores, but let me go 23-20. To
Okay.
kind of sneak one out.
Yeah, you hope we just kind of find out who's playing day of. So like this is with the hope that Will Johnson will play. I hope that a lot of these
Yeah,
guys that are
Hinton, yeah,
injured are
yeah.
actually playing. But yeah, we'll see what's going on there, and then yeah, no, we'll go ahead and shift gears here and talk about our Lions. Bright spot to the weekend. I mean, instant classic Sunday. Started off rocky, but once again, I'm just like this is just what like the better team, the aggressor, the bully looks like, and it's just been a treat to kind of watch them win in different ways. Um, had 89 points through two games, and saw a little adversity to start the season, saw the adversity to start this game, but was able to pull out the win at the end of the day. So yeah, what are you thinking about? Or yeah, what do you think about what happened against the Vikings on this past Sunday?
I I think we just another solid performance from us. It was good to not good because I do think we kind of put our own foot in our mouth with that fake punt. I was literally sitting there. I was sitting there watching it on my phone on my back deck, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. I was like, I just had a feeling, and
Yeah.
apparently the Vikings did too. So I think I think we let that we can't do too much of that. We do got to play it smart. We
Yeah.
play that to our advantage. We're known to be aggressive, but also too much people know it's coming. So not don't go to that well too many times. But outside of that, kind of it was good to see us, kind of get in the hole and then come back out, just slowly inch away until we were hitting. I think we were up at half probably before, yeah, up going into half.
Like 21-10 or something like that.
Yeah, so we kind of took control right back, and from there it was just kind of a good experience. It was good to see the D line muster up something. I do think we would have Hutch would have ate. I think he would have been in that game. He would have had a couple of sacks, still at the top of the NFL sack leader list. But I think D line would have been, or D line was able to kind of muster up some things, and then outside of that, just our young defensive backs, Branch, Kirby Joseph, they are exceptional. And quarterbacks are going to start to hate to play them guys. I mean, they're true ball hawks. And Branch in particular will come and take your head off. So we
Mhm.
the team is legit, and it was good to see good young kicker get a win under his belt. Fairly decent kick to kind of do the walk off kick. I forget the exact yardage on it, but it wasn't a give me by no means. So I think it was good just to kind of see, yeah, yep, yeah, that sounds about right. Just to see, him kind of have one under his belt. I think that's kind of um uh the kind of the so it's kind
It's a
of
good confidence builder
yeah for him, yeah, especially because he first year in the NFL as a rookie, but kind of USFL journey, whatever. So
for sure. Yeah, no, I think overall, yeah, like you said, I mean, I like, we live and but die by aggression. We know that's Dan Campbell's MO, but I don't think we gotta be more timely and more, just kind of reading the room when it comes to punting or fake punts, especially we, got defense not as strong as it was. So that's something I think we just got to kind of keep in mind. And yeah, and I feel like overall though, way to just weather the storm. Like I said, hit some tough adversity, and I just love how we were able to really just like put our foot down and just kind of be like, all right, enough is enough. Like it's time to go play our football and golf. I mean, he's just playing like lights out. Like it's incredible the way that he's playing. I think we have like more like touchdowns than like incompletions or something like that. Like the last like four or
yeah,
five
yeah,
games, like something just crazy. I mean, he's 11 to 12 against the blitz. I mean, this is a guy that we kind of criticize for getting knocked off of his spot, not being all that consistent. But you can just see, like, even with that, like he's starting to get better at just taking a shot, sticking in there. Not pockets not always super clean, and he's still getting the ball off. I mean that dime he threw to St. Brown and when they had a cover zero blitz
yeah.
was great. So yeah, I mean, I think I kind of told you too, because like you got to earn that check. Like how I look at it, Hutch went down. Now quarterback, you got to be perfect on offense. Like now, because we got to play how we did played last year. We got to go get a lead. Granted, our secondary is stronger than it was last year, so we were better back there. But I mean, I just love the football he's playing right now, and that's just setting us up, to be able to kind of weather the storm until Brad get us some more help on that D line. D line made timely plays though. They had 4 sacks registered, but I say one of them was kind of like a quote unquote like I don't want to say like not like real, but like Pascal was able to get a hold of him, in a pretty timely
Yeah.
part there, like second and long, maybe like third and 15 or something like that. Where they had to end up punting. One of them kind of came, a couple of them kind of came like end of the game, like with like that 1 second left. So not really celebrating about that one, but the linebackers are playing well. Got to give Anzalone some credit. I think we kind of just dog
Yeah.
him, but I mean, he was like you want to talk about just kind of like shutting the water off, like, Vikings home game going crazy, up 10-0. And I think that defense, Campbell's been playing a lot better. Branch, I mean, can't say much more about him. I mean, he's just been, it's going to be scary to kind of see what else he's going to do for the rest of the season. And yeah, I mean, we went in there and we stole a division win. Just playing Minnesota by Lil Yachty in the locker room afterwards,
Cold like
so he,
Minnesota. Yeah.
yeah, so we still showing we the top dog in the NFC, and it's good to get us for us to get a emotional, strong victory like that after last week. Everybody telling us how great we are and losing Hutch as well.
Yeah, the air could have definitely went out of it, and just playing coming off that many games where you're just flying high.
Mhm.
Good just to win kind of in an adverse moment across the board, whether it's Hutch going down or
Yeah.
it kind of spotting them 10 points off rip. So
Mhm.
and you brought up golf having to be a little more perfect or perfect when Hutch first went down, and I think that's spot on. He's in that weird spot where we like we said we didn't want him, and he became our beloved, and he got paid, and I think he's really starting to earn his money here, earn his keep. He's playing some of the best stretch of quarterbacking that we've ever seen in a Lions jersey, and that's including Stafford. This little 3-4 games has been amazing. He finished with a couple of incompletions in this game, but he started out another like 14 to 14 or something. He was on point again. Coming off 18 to 18 a couple of weeks back, lit the Cowboys up. So
Yeah.
he had a receiving touchdown in there. He's
Hooping.
he's doing things that and it just shows the kind of the comfortability he has with Ben Johnson's offense and just and kind of the all the facets that comes with. You know, the run game is on point. We got a top tier tight end, couple
Mhm.
stud receivers. You know, I know we want to talk about one of them potentially being on the ice a little bit in trouble with the league, but you know, it's when we're this is the best I've ever felt about the Lions, and it is because this team is built inside out, top down.
Yep.
You know,
Depth too.
yeah, we really invested with Panay Sewell, with Hutch. Went back, spent some money on Reader. You got Decker. You got you've spent some money on this old line, D line across, and then from there you sprinkled in that top tier talent at running back, receivers. You get the product you have now, and
For
you know
sure.
this is the best I've ever felt about them. So you know I feel sorry for the Titans this week. I kind of think we're going to cook up another ass whooping and just kind of have
Yeah.
them have them rolling. You know, and I can't imagine they're going to hiccup for somebody like the Titans. And then
Yeah.
we got our eyes set on the prize.
I feel you because I don't know, I think Campbell, like whatever he's buying or whatever he's selling, like they're buying. And I just, for me, like, yeah, just watching his press conferences and everything. I'd be like, he's not gonna let them like have a letdown this weekend. So I feel like coming in might get Will Levis, might be a couple turnovers out there if he does end up playing. Right now, I think they're starting Mason Rudolph, who was right, yeah. Mason Rudolph, yeah. Levis got like a highlight reel and just like crazy things he does since the season started. It's nuts.
Floating in the air and throwing that ball is the funniest shit.
Man, yeah, he like took out a ball boy, like broke his leg, like trying to dive for a first down or something, like just doing like off the wall stuff. But yeah, anyways, it's either gonna be him or Mason Rudolph. They're already fire sale. They do got some solid receivers, or they still got like Ridley, who's solid, but they ain't got nobody that can really get the ball to him. Got a couple of like nice running backs. I know one of them, is a little banged up, but Pollard, he was solid for the Cowboys for a couple years. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean they're looking to ship guys off. They already traded like their starting linebacker for like a linebacker from like the Seahawks, like in return almost. The guy that the Rams traded the week before we played them. So like they're
yeah,
already just kind of starting to like, one more game and they'll probably I'm just hoping that Harold Landry just stays in Detroit on Sunday, to be honest, after the game is over. So because I think that is gonna be like that, I think that's gonna be a
yeah.
thing.
That's
It's our D
top.
line coach,
Yeah,
coaching him before and stuff too. So yeah, I mean I think this going I'd be shocked if this was like a letdown. I think it's gonna be one of those like last year we just like blitzed the Panthers like fifth or sixth game of the season. I think it'd be something similar to that. But yeah, hope the D line take a step forward. I think the secondary they're gaining confidence. They're going to be playing a lot better. I feel like this is going to be just another like good solid game for us back at home too.
yeah. No, I agree with that. In flying so high, I mean, we're playing playoff caliber teams and beating the brakes off them. So I think we stick with the bread and butter. We got the right selection as far as that run game with
Yeah.
Montgomery and Gibbs. Just keep playing hot potato with them too. Good things will happen.
Mhm.
You get them a heavy dose of carries. I feel very confident that our receivers will get open and kind of make it shift from there, make it go from there. And defense, I'm not very worried about our defense this week, particularly going against them. We got a couple ball hawks back there. D line was able to muster up, like you said, a handful of sacks week one. So I think just kind of evaluate, see what we have again this week versus a lesser opponent theoretically, and another clean game from golf, another heavy dose of the run game, and get out of there with a dub. And like you said, it's kind of scan the market, see what's out there for trade opportunities. We all, at least I have talked a little bit about uh, Mason, not Mason, but Max Crosby.
Mac, yeah.
I think it would be that's
It was
dream
like a
come.
pipe dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dream come true. But I think there's you go get another very formidable starter on this D line, and because I think we'll need it. It's another. I mean, the season's
Sure.
very young. You want to, and then when you go up and play those top tier teams, whoever that may be, whether it's the Vikings again, whether you're playing Green Bay, whether you're playing the Bears, whoever, you're going to need some disruption back there. And so I think we kind of scan the market after this week, see what's available as far as D line goes, and then
Hmm. Yeah,
uh,
because like you don't worry about him against like Darnold, against like Mason Rudolph. It's when we got to see Jordan Love potentially,
yeah,
divisional round, or we got to see some of the other quarterbacks in the NFC.
Jalen Daniels and
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean,
random,
a
yeah,
lot
you
for
never know
sure.
who's coming down the line on them playoffs, and
Yeah,
that's really what we're playing for. This team hopefully is not fighting for a playoff spot.
yeah,
So,
and
uh,
hopefully I'm gonna try to just like speak this into existence. But I think Harold Landry, I think that's got to be the guy. Like right now, I think for the season, he has like 4 sacks, 12 and a half sacks in his last 17 games. Um, 28 years old. Yeah, I mean, he's a solid player. I think that could be somebody. Like we said, we just need like a shot in the arm. We just need like, because and obviously we know with Hutch, like it was like the pressures, like, and not like knocking him saying this, but like this is gonna be his sack number year. You know what I'm saying? The first couple of years, it was like 10 to 12. So like we just need a guy that can like manufacture like half of what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Like just to kind of like give us a little bit more. It'd be great if we could maybe, I don't know, get one of these other guys right now
yeah,
in the depth chart to like pop or something. But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean
like
the
I love
sack
to get like 2 guys.
Getting the
Like
sack and actually getting the quarterback down is the reward. But
right,
Hutch just disrupting
absolutely.
everything is the stats that the unseen stats that make
Right.
it. When he
Great way
looked
to put it.
last year, he had, I forget exactly, some crazy amount of pressures, but he only
Hmm.
had 12 sacks. But
Yeah.
it was kind of off balance. Uh,
Yep.
so yeah, no, I agree with you on that. So just get another guy on the other end that can be disruptive. Just kind of
Hmm.
come in and give somebody to give that offense somebody to think about.
Right.
A difference maker, and that defense is, especially how Carlton Davis and Branch and Kirby Joseph and all of them boys are playing. It's we got some good things going back there. So
We're in a good
it,
spot. Like I like
we
I
really are.
I I feel like I know we're gonna go get somebody, but we're like the secondary. I mean, it's night and day how much better it is than last year. Like it might be getting Mosley back in a few weeks. So that, like that, that's something that I just think is even more critical now, just kind of get extra depth back there. But yeah, I mean, I saw somebody they're trying to say like Uche might be available for like a seventh round pick, which I think that's too low. But like, if we could get like somehow find a way to get like Uche and get like another guy, for a pick or two. Um, yeah, just to like to kind of like hold, just to give us a shot when it get late into January, February. But feel good right now. Feel we're in a good spot. Hopefully we'll be coming back to y'all next week. 6-1, and a victory over little brother. Hope I don't eat my words saying that before we log off of here. But you got anything else for the people?
The score prediction.
Right.
Yeah.
How did I forget that? Okay, yeah, I'm already. I give us a dub. Didn't even think about the score. We like a 10 point favorite. I'm gonna say like 26, like 16.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go 37-21.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Somewhere in there, a healthy score. Kind of get, hopefully, like you said, just clean game, get out of there. Um,
Yeah,
let them
that's
two
what I'm
running
thinking
backs,
too,
let them two running backs do the work.
for sure. Yeah, I will be back with y'all next week. Just to discuss the outcomes from this upcoming weekend. Go Lions and go Blue.
Sure. Peace.